Welcome to the Woods Farming and Heritage Museum. This iconic collection is the brainchild of the bachelor farming brothers Michael and John Woods. Their collection started in the 1980s out on the farm, collecting their grandparents and their parents' memorabilia, putting it together and putting it in sheds and old huts and things out on the farm. Soon outgrew it on the farm, looked around for a property in Rapanyup to build their new museum. This property came up available, bought it, built the first shed, measured all the collection out from the farm and worked out how big it had to be. Opened it in 2007. Didn't take long before their collection outgrew this shed, built the second shed and opened it in 2010. Michael and John have no descendants and have entrusted, through a public trust, entrusted this museum to the public. We have a group formed in Rapanyup, the Friends of the Woods Museum, who help run the museum, do tours. We open the museum now Saturdays and Sundays from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. and weekdays by appointment. There's a big sign out the front with the phone number on. Ring the phone number and somebody will come down and will open it up for you. Michael, we're in Dressmaker's Paradise here with heaps of old sewing machines, and also we've got TVs and kitchen appliances and an old gramophone. What's the history of all this?
Well, the sewing machines came from a collection we bought off a friend, and he was moving and he couldn't find anywhere to put them, so we bought them off him. All the machinery, the other bits and pieces were either donated or from swap meets and all over the place.
And the story of the old gramophone here?
That's my sister's actually, and it came from an auntie in around the Trentham area.
I don't recognise the song.
Me either.
So this part of the museum we're standing in was the very first shed opened in what year, Michael? 2007? We opened it. Yep, and Michael first started bringing everything in from the farm to put this together, and didn't take very long before he filled it up and then proceeded to the next shed. Michael, tell us first of all a bit of shops.
Well, we sort of started with the shops. They were only two for a start off the first year, and then when we built those we extended. We had to shift one over, it wasn't big enough, and we just started putting all this stuff from the town and everywhere into it. Everything's sort of in its little spot. The grocer's shop, everything was sort of old food stuffs and all that sort of thing, the boxes, and yeah.
And then along came a lady who had a heap of collection from a hospital and put together a hospital room for you?
Yes, we put them in there. We added a few other things to it, but I think most of it might have been out of the Matawa Hospital, but it was thrown out, but yeah. Yeah, we also got a good collection of stationary engines and tractors. There's over 100 stationary engines and over 100 tractors, all different breeds and models and all that sort of thing, and a lot of farm machinery like harvesters and combines and mowers and rakes and all that sort of thing. Yeah. So
Michael, it's fair to say that a lot of this stuff you've been travelling around with your brother and seeing different collections and had the offer of them and actually bought them as a full collection, like spanners?
Yeah, well the spanners collection was collected by a mate down at Winchelsea, and when he died his wife sold them, so we wanted to collect them, keep them together as long as we could.
So Michael, some of these little shops, they've bits and pieces have come from actually old shops that have been in Rapanyup. One's the boot shop.
Yeah, there are some from the boot shop and some from the hardware shop, especially the doors off the hardware shop here. And there are some things hanging on the wall that came from out of the big store.
Post office?
Post office, we've got the change out of the thing, and phones are in all the shops. Have got phones connected to that, and they should all work.
And we've got part of the old boot shop and the butchers.
Yeah, the butchers we've got out of the local butcher shop is the rail that the meat used to hang on, and all the things in that butcher shop come from different butcher shops around the state.
Michael, fair to say the museum is not only a collection of old stuff that you've come from grandma's time and mum's time, but you've also put together collectible stuff, this particular room. Can you tell us a bit about where you get all your collectibles from?
This we call the collectible room. Some of the tins are collectible right now, like they come out new now, but they all got different pictures of cars and all that sort of thing on there from Kerrang, their Max tins. And we also got the Anzac tins and a good collection of Arnott's tins, plus the M&M stuff which is behind us.
So I know a lot of the tins you buy them with the new biscuits in, and that becomes part of our tea room. We eat some of the bickies. Do you get some of them from other collectors, or are they nearly all you're collecting?
Oh yeah, op shops and some from clearing sales and all sorts of places, all different. And we get, quite often we get a bag full dropped off at the door, and I've got to sort them all out.
Yep. And what about all the M&Ms? Where do you get all these M&Ms from?
Oh, mostly come from shops, reject shops and those sort of things. And yep, I'd pick a fair few up at sort of rallies and all that sort of thing, and swap meets.
Michael, we're standing in the second shed now. This one was opened in 2010. This contains all the tractors and combines and bigger machinery. Tell us a bit of history about your tractors, where they've all come from.
Oh, they come from different places. Friends sold us about 11 in over in South Australia, near on the way to Perth. So some come from there.
And how many of these tractors have actually been yours, farm tractors?
We've got about 3 tractors in here that were farm tractors, and we've still got them. But we sold a couple at the clearing sale.
And all the old headers and combines over on the other side?
Oh, different places. One chap gave us 3 headers from over toward Avoca way, and most of the tractors are Ford and Fordson, because that's what grandpas and dads had, those tractors.
And the oldest tractor you've got?
One right in front of us, 1918.
And what's the youngest one?
Probably the big 8401, which would be in the 1980s.
How big's this shed?
This is currently is 200 feet by 100 feet.
Do you plan on expanding?
No, I think we've done all the expanding we want to do.
Sunday morning, I'm up with the larks. I think I'll take a walk in the park. Hey, 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 it's a beautiful day.